As someone who got a full scholarship, it is always a pleasure to me, and I find it as a responsibility to share tips with you that would help you also get a scholarship. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 tips, 8 key tips that will help you in your scholarship search journey and would definitely help you get a result if you do them right. If you're new here, hi, I'm Z, and on this channel I share a lot of useful information on education and self-improvement. So if that is your kind of vibe, make sure you hit the subscribe button and let's connect. If you're applying for a scholarship, the first thing you need to do is to prepare yourself mentally. A lot of people, when they start the scholarship search journey, always say things like, oh, it's so hard, oh, I don't even know, oh, it's a lot of processes, oh, it's a whole different thing. And it's like people just tend to discourage themselves even before starting. And I always say, if you discourage yourself before starting, then you wouldn't even have the zeal, the energy, the confidence to proceed with the application. So the first thing you have to do is to work on yourself mentally. Work on your psyche and tell yourself that, look, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get the scholarship, it is possible. If this person has been able to get a scholarship, I can get a scholarship. And that is because we're all human, we all have the ability to chase after our dreams. So the first thing you must do if you're really trying to get a scholarship is to prepare yourself mentally, because you cannot on one hand want a scholarship and on the other hand discourage yourself or tell yourself that you can't get it. If you do that, you're likely to not put in the work, because up here and here you've told yourself that you can't get a scholarship. So the hands cannot do the work, the energy or the ability for you to push yourself would be hard. So first of all, tell yourself that it's something that you can get. Be positive about it. And I remember that even when I was applying for a scholarship, I told myself that I hope that this particular scholarship works, but if I happen to not get the scholarship, I will apply again. And that is the spirit you need. You need to just tell yourself that, okay, I'm gonna do it and I want to get it. So that's the first thing you should do. Decide what you want to study. If you want a scholarship, you're definitely getting a scholarship to go and study something, and that thing you're going to study is something that you know would help you with your career or help you in your career. So you have to decide what you want to study. And if you decide what you want to study, then you know that, okay, this thing I want to study, which kind of scholarship would fund it? Which kind of countries would I get the best universities that have that course? So determining or deciding what you want to study gives you the opportunity to now explore the scholarships that would help you study what you want to study. So first of all, if you make up your mind, then you decide what you want to study. And what you want to study, I always say this, and I'm just going to chip this in. You don't decide, in my opinion, don't decide the university before you decide the course. Decide the course, then you see which university can give you the best education in that course. So if you want to study in the UK, you can go onto Google and search for UK course finder and put the course you want to study. For instance, if I study communication studies, I'll be like, so when I search for UK course finder and then I put communication studies in the search bar, it will show me the universities that have communication studies, and then I read about the universities and decide why I want to study communications. So that's what I would encourage you to do. I'll find a link to your course finder and put it in the description. The next thing is like the most important thing, and I say it all the time. If you really want to get a scholarship, and basically anything else, this is something you should not forget about, and that is research. You have to do a lot of research, right? You have to definitely research what you want to study, research the university, research the scholarship, research the country, research. You have to find all of the information you can find. Like when I was applying for a scholarship, I did not leave any stone unturned. I was applying for the Chevening scholarship. If I had I'm like, oh, what's that? Is that about Chevening? Then I go read about it. Like YouTube videos, I watched lots of YouTube videos of people who had gotten the scholarship, the website. I had read a lot of things. I connected with people who had gotten the scholarship on social media, people that I know like I knew in person, I would connect with them. I just really tried so hard to find a lot of information about the scholarship. And you have to do a lot of research. See the research as your armor, the research as your armor, the research as your weapon. Because if you have the research, if you have that weapon, you can then be able to protect yourself and fight for what you want. If you don't have that, so researching gives you information, and the information is what you take on the battlefield, and you want to have that information to be able to get what you want. So basically just do a lot of research. That's what I'm telling you. Next is to look out for the eligibility criteria of the scholarship you want to apply for. Almost every scholarship has an eligibility criteria. By eligibility criteria, I mean what you need to have in order to get that scholarship. So what are they looking for? Are they looking for people of a particular age? Are they looking for people who have a particular who are from specific countries? Are they looking for only women? Are they looking for just orphans? Are they looking for people who are athletes? So every scholarship has an eligibility criteria. Maybe they're looking for people who have certain kinds of grades. So you just have to look out for the eligibility criteria before you spend your time applying for scholarships that you're not qualified for. You match your skills and background to what the scholarship wants. So every scholarship is different. Every scholarship is every scholarship is different. So some scholarships may not require that you write an essay. Some scholarship may require that you write 4 essays. Others require that you write 1 essay. You can't use, just as you can't use, it's just like when you're preparing a CV or a cover letter. You can't use the CV or a cover, you can't use the cover letter you wrote to work in a construction company to apply for a job in a media company. These are 2 different fields. You have to make sure that you edit it and make it suitable for what you're applying for. In the same way, if you're applying for a scholarship, it has to be suited to what the scholarship is looking for. So do not sit down and cheat yourself out of an opportunity to get a scholarship just by making a small mistake of not aligning or making your goals, background, achievements align with what the scholarship is looking out for. Which is why it's important to do the research, because if you research, you know that okay, scholarship A focuses on academics, whereas scholarship B focuses on leadership skills. So in my scholarship essays, I would highlight leadership skills in my scholarship B scholarship essay, and then in my scholarship A scholarship essay, I will highlight how I got these grades in a particular course. So make sure that you write essays that are tailored for specific scholarships. The next thing is ask for support. Ask for support. You know, I have always talked about moving in silence, and I've always talked about how you should not like talk to everybody about your goals, how you should not tell lots of people about your goals. Work on it by yourself and not tell anyone. However, whenever I talk about that, I always tell you that you can only talk to people who have something to do with that goal. So in the same way, when I was moving in silence during my scholarship application, I only told people who had something to do with my scholarship. 2 people that I had contacted to help me read through my essays, and the 3 references that I had for my scholarship application and university applications. They are the only people who knew about it. But that still means that I needed support, and I asked for help. You do not need someone who's had a scholarship necessarily to help you read your essays. If you have a co-worker who is quite good with editing, or just someone that you think is good with proofreading, you can contact these people to help you look through, make sure there are no grammatical errors and stuff like that, and that would also work. So make sure you get some support if you need it. Next is timelines. I know people who started writing their scholarship essays but could not submit because they probably wanted to get the best essays, or they've lost sight of the timelines. Please look out for timelines. When should I have applied by? Do I need to have gotten admission in a university before applying for the scholarship? What do I need to do? Check out timelines. You need all of this information, and in order to make sure that you apply on time and not lose out. So all I can say about timeline is the last minute people, please do not cheat yourself out of an opportunity to get what you want. Make sure you check out the timelines. A lot of scholarships put out the timelines on their websites. So off the top of my head, I can tell you about achieving scholarship timelines and how when they open, when you're likely, even if it's not the same date or exactly the same date, you can have an idea of this is the time the scholarship opens, this is when you are invited for interviews, and this is when you get results. So keep the timelines in mind. Check their websites, you would find all of that information. Finally, make sure you submit. Please submit. I know I have told you to write great essays and whatnot, but yes, go ahead and submit it. Even if you are not 100% sure, go ahead and submit it. I'm not saying go with half-baked essays. I am saying that your essays cannot be 100% perfect. If you get 100% perfect essay that you're confident in, that is great. However, if it is, you think it's at 60%, 70%, please go ahead and submit it, especially if the deadline is around the corner or it's just the deadline. Go ahead and submit it. You never know. Whatever it is, go for it. I am rooting for you. I wish you the best. I am always here for you. Let me know if you have any questions. If I have the answer, to be very honest with y'all, sometimes I do not really have the answers to some of the questions that you ask, because I have to go back to the website and check the information and share with you. Meanwhile, the link to the website is in my description, and I'm just saying that sometimes just look out for the information, you'll find it. I wish you the best. I know you enjoy my study abroad content, but I encourage you to check out my self-improvement content as well, because it's also really useful. It's information I share with you to help you become your best self, as I also work towards becoming my best self. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Share this with a loved one that you think would need it. I wish you the best. Lots of love.